afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, hero psych defender of the fatherland, off in an exciting 1 versus 1 on Kholodny Ferma summer. Between these we got Donald fighting for the Soviet Union, socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 13th Tank Corps, tasked with breaking through the fascist lines here somewhere in the western Ukraine, held here by Angreifen, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Holding the line here with the 1st Panzer Division with mechanized assault Jaeger infantry and mobile defense, double infantry Panzerfaust versus armored assault, guard motor and mechanized support here for Donald with double infantry and a single guards bulletins. He's heading into a double engineer start with conscripts here. Rapidly going to see some match as he can, putting pressure on the northern compartment. An aggressive play there by Donald. Angreifen moving in those parties so with the infantry company, but sadly can't quite match the pace of this move. And then engineers black loading into the house. He's going to be able to put some pressure here on Angreifen. It's going to be tricky for Angreifen to deal with this and pretty much prevent him from just further messing things up here. So it'll be interesting to see what Angreifen does here. More constant around there for Donald. Standard opening otherwise for Angreifen with the Grenadiers and the MG42. Nothing here that sort of makes you go, wow. Constant moving in there, so the Pioneers up close here. The Pioneers might have a chance, if not for the Engineers firing on them from the other side. Still, they can get some damage in with the MP40s. They're schmeissers. Getting a few counters there before they ultimately forced to retreat. MD42 moving out, but still pretty risky here by Angreifen. Going to do so right to support here with more Grenadiers for Angreifen for das Vaterland. Engineers are basically taking advantage of the situation. He's just trying to go for the fuel point here. Conscripts falling back. Angreifen trying to intercept here. Might try and pop the machine gun into the house, but looks like it might not be necessary. No apologies for the hiccups. Noting, of course, this sort of aggressive, disruptive start here for Donald, if not working out, of course, does mean he's not going to be able to seize as much fuel in the early game, which could, of course, mean he might risk falling behind Angreifen in resources. So it's not without just what he's doing here, but now he's committing to a lot more constant, others flanking up here behind MG42, punishing Angreifen, leaving the machine gun here out in the open with no real flank coverage. The Grenadiers as well, but the fuel point not really doing too well either. So Donald's keeping up with this disruptive opening, and so far seems to be doing reasonably well with it, actually. I mean, again, there's the worry. It might not work out for the playing question, but in this case, it seems to be working out pretty well. Angreifen seems to be struggling a bit in sort of containing this sort of opening. You don't see it a lot, but when used effectively, it can be quite nasty. Some max work better for it than others, and again, depends on the situation. For example, here, if you're on the east, it's actually pretty good to set up a disruptive opening here against the Western play, in particular with the Soviets. So again, it's not all maps and sites that works well, but particularly this sort of situation, it can work well simply due to this particular piece of geography on the map, which is a real bastard for the Western player. Molotov's up here for Don to help sort of keep up the pressure and momentum. Angreifen here, as you might notice, actually trying to begin playing around this instead of trying to put the pressure on Don in return. Not a bad move at all. He's still trying to, of course, fight around here, but at the same time, he's trying to not sink too many resources into this, trying to force Donald to respond here by pitting his carve point. That way, maybe opening up other paths, which is, I would say, definitely a strong move there by Angreifen, or at least one of the better moves he can make. So, typical conscripts, double engineers here for Donald. Might be some medics out soon, or he might just try and take up really, really fast. Skirmishing around here, slowly advancing up west. Engineers push back, got the conscripts holding up. He might be trying to figure out where the MB42 is before sort of rushing it. But there you go. Carve point hit by getting hit by Molotov there. The Grenadiers will not be able to stand out much longer. They need to position, which of course gives the conscripts, even that low in health, more time to shoot at the Grenadiers. Give rather than they need further time, turns the title battle there away from Angreifen. Finally got him away here, but still, fuel point has been rendered under Soviet control. Conscript holding up, then he doesn't have any way of easily force them out. And I do believe we have medics up here for Donald to help heal his troops. But the way he's playing out, probably expect guard mode here soon enough to call in some guardsmen, since otherwise he might be going for 4 conscript sports here, but he is not. Big mines up here on the carve point to basically sort of cut off any attempt from Angreifen to cut that off. So good play there by Donald. So far in the first few minutes, we've had some really aggressive play here as Donald tries as much as possible to play to the Soviet strength. He got S-mines up here to sort of cover up any sort of maneuvers in the south. Good move there. Angreifen is one of the few players I know that sort of really likes to make good use of the S-mines. In that sense, just for that alone, he tends to be worth watching when he's playing the Wehrmacht, that is. Constables are going to do is here, hitting the fuel point finally, grabbing the munitions point back as well, but he is a bit behind here. Donald's also got the support bomb company up. Bit of skirmishing here, Constables finally pushed back here by Angreifen's Grenadiers. Sandbags up here, having hit a mine. Bit awkward. No minesweepers yet here though for Donald, but he might just, yep, seen it and going for the minesweepers there. It's either that he did it by reaction, just didn't realise there were mines up there. But as part of me suspects he's seen the sign there. Heading for the cutoff point and straight into the mine. Oh, just barely avoids it and just hits retreat there. Very good, very good. He's just shooting at the mines. That's a bit silly. Back here, bunker up for Angreifen. Take up down beyond it. No like to make a nice company. Going to these up north as engineers. Fuel point finally secured here for the German army for the 1st Panzer Division. With Don there following up with Maxims to help contain Angreifen's weapons and infantry teams. I'd like to make a nice company gun. We'll see if there'll be Panzer Grenadiers, light vehicles, or Pack 40s, depending on what he's worried Don here might be trying at. Engage some watch here by the fuel point, machine gun holding up here, at least forming up some sort of no-go zone, at least somewhat here against Donald. A mortar, though, could be a really good choice here for Donald to, of course, counter this. We'll see what Don ends up doing in response to this machine and give a position. Angreifen the secretary position already, possibly anticipating, in fact, such a move, or just realising the way that Donald so far has been playing machine and just hanging about there is going to be an easy target just to swarm. And Angreifen here goes for the Panzer Grenadiers. Overall, I think a strong choice here. There's a lot of conscripts. And even say, you know, he does run into the support weapons. The Panzer Grenadiers can still be used for that if he handles them correctly. So, overall, I think a really good choice there by Angreifen. There you go, continuing hold here by the MD-42. Grenadiers pushing forwards there, and there you go. Ooh, roaring into the house. Dodging most of the bullets, locking the door behind them, and just making rude gestures at the Germans. My God, those Russians, that was a really rude gesture, yeah. Damn Russians and the rude gestures. Maximum they're hammering away at the MD-42. The MD-42 needs to be a bit more mindful of that situation. Constantly running in here. Grabbing the northern victory point there for the fatherland. Gefreite Ludwig is hard at it. Panzer is moving out there for Angreifen for the 1st Panzer Division. Cutoff point there being hit. Donald, it just keeps up the pressure. And there you go, Panzer Grenadiers. Make things a bit uncomfortable here for Donald's constant quickly forcing away. Maxim's probably going to try and set up to deal with him, but of course the other troops are going to try to flank to deal with the Maxim here. And the Grenadiers flanking here, in fact, would be pretty good, but he's also worried about the cutoff point. But probably deal with the Maxim first. If possible, send that scurrying away, maybe even try and steal it. Angreifen though remains otherwise on the defensive. I believe we got some barbed wire up here. Mine salt's been laid down there by Donald. Very good mining. Very good aggressive mining. My apologies, this steam just, well, specifically the steam overlay crash of the front, so this crash, of course, causes it to at some point just reboots. It just kicks me out to the desktop because, yeah, blame Valve. Grenadiers are pushing back the conscripts. Cutoff point there being secured. Pack fall in the way that he's clearly worried about Don rushing out T-70 against him in these situations. That is very much would anticipate a rush T-70 out there, try and put pressure on them. Mines moves up for Angreifen, since obviously Don's been laying down a lot of mines, so a very sensible response there. Flamethrowers of the Grenadiers. That's going to be a quick retreat there for Angreifen. Still no sign of doxing here from either player. Pack 40 almost done. Almost got them Nixon's point. Honestly, I'd probably just move down there to quickly push off and use and move back instead of just allowing the pioneers to get shot to bits. Skirmishing around here, Grenadiers falling back towards the other Grenadiers squads. Engineers coming up with their bit low on health. There you go, hits the mine, but only loses. Poor Fritz. And there you go, focusing on Engineers. Pretty good prioritization there, I think, by Angreifen. Wipes out the Engineer squad, leaving Donald Trump one unit, well, Donald here, one squad shorter. And more importantly, from one flamethrower shorter. That's really important here. Panzer's holding up. We got the Maxim Cuts coming in here in the south. Pioneers forced to retreat. Again, I feel like she just moved in the Panzer Grenadiers to just flush them out. Grenadiers in a pretty poor condition. We'll have to retreat them, get them healed up, I think, before they suffer too many casualties pointlessly. There we go. Should probably retreat that Grenadiers squad once it's done. Less than half health. Not really much point in just pushing ahead with that one, I think. There we go. Forced away. You might still try and, of course, push ahead, but honestly, I'd recommend just getting them back to the base and healed up. And just preserve the manpower, because, I mean, that could be a lot of manpower you could quickly end up losing. Better just, you know, not lose it in the first place. Tank command up here for Don. That might be a fast T-70, though you could also just try and move straight for Tier 4 and put pressure on Angreifen with fast T-34s. That can also be pretty difficult there for Angreifen to deal with. And we got Jaeger infantry opening up to the G-43s and ambush camouflage. In particular on the Panzer Grenadiers. Great job there. Ambush camouflage, a bit of an, I think, underrated ability by a lot of Wehrmacht players, but used correctly can be quite powerful. In particular in units with a high rate of fire, well, like say the Panzer Grenadiers, they can actually, on the right circumstances, do some heavy damage to the enemies. and MG42s as well. In fact, if you set up a machine gun correctly with ambush camouflage and time it correctly, you can actually take out a sniper with it. Fun fact. T7 on the way there for Donald. So that is what it's going to be. Punches here opening up the counter. Sadly, the ambush camouflage did not finish right before the have-nots. I mean, more potent. I think there was the conscript still getting some good hits for the fatherland there. Petrov and Smirnov dead. In the centre, Pioneers holding up here the advances of the Maxim. In the north, Donald's moving in here for the Red Army. Comes to this slowly. Being beaten here, but the Pencil's not doing too super well here. The range in this case is partly playing out here, but the conscripts do have the range advantage over the Panzer Grenadiers. In this case, slowly turns around and nonetheless. Again, had the ambush camouflage been a bit faster, ready, and they could have got the ambush bonus, they probably easily won that engagement. There you go, grenade off. Good hit there on the conscript side of the house. Back here, no tail yet for Angreifen. You could also consider the Jaeger command squad, but that would put him at a lot of infantry. In fact, we got here second pack 40. Might indicate he's either worried about the situation and doesn't feel like he can get out medium tank fast enough before he gets hit with medium armor or T70 himself and wants to just be ready for it. The other option is he's pretty much just going to go for tier 4, in which case double pack 40s is usually sort of part of such a strategy. A bit like, if you're stalling for like Kholodny armor, you usually go for double packs as well. We got a mortar up as well for Angreifen, the Granat in the Alpha. He is beginning to get back here on his feet here against Donald, whose hand is slipping a bit. Versus Angreifen in the first Panzer Division. Victory points wise, they're actually pretty close. There's tiny lead here for Angreifen. Minuscule almost. There you go, T7 pushing him back. Angreifen, of course, does have double pack 40s, making it much harder for Donald to use his T70. Panzer, they're gaining almost 1. They got 6 kills though. Not bad at all. And there we go. Donald does go here with Gart Motor, is kind of anticipating it. Calls in the heavy mortar, probably help counter Angreifen's mortar, but also just provide some heavy artillery support, which is going to make it much harder for Angreifen just to dig in. We'll see if Donald will manage to make use of the smoke streams, as that is a really good ability, but again, a bit overlooked. Panzer up their cannon field, signaling out. In fact, got both of them ready here to form up a tiny pack front. Back here, healing reinforcement, still no take off Angreifen. Panzer Grenadiers a bit standing about. Grenadiers not receiving upgrades, still unlock machine guns or G33s. He would benefit, I think, for going for either of those, at least somewhere. And we finally got take up there for Angreifen for the German army. Constantly making a push for the centre here. North could see a bit more pressure. Again, he could also just smoke the house there. Bombard the house, I guess. I mean, certainly got a few options there for Donald. We'll have to see if he actually pursues them here in the fight against Angreifen and fascism. More so, they probably should reposition to a slightly less exposed position there, as it is within easy range of the conscripts. Being behind heavy cover, that's not really an amazing spot to be in. There you go, mortar being pushed further back. Still no upgrades for any of the Grenadiers of Angreifen. I'm a bit surprised at that, to be honest. I'm a bit surprised. Guards were there running for Donald. That will probably be DP light machine guns for them as soon as possible. Or not, I guess. Up north aiming for the point here. We got the T-zone sitting out there. I'm trying to strike in from the north here with most of Angreifen entertain guns. I'm not pointing, in fact, they're more focused on the centre push here from Donald. But not from the northern, or say southern push. And we got a southern push with the conscripts, no T7 support instead is heading from the north. But the northern assault is not counting the same amount of ease as the southern assault, as we got a machine gun and the Grenadiers on watch. Ooh. Donald ended up reaching there, guys. Conscripts wiped with the Grenadiers squad, pretty good there for Angreifen. So it's going to relieve some pressure on and of course put more on Donald in return. Donald, of course, could try and just push ahead for the medium armor now. He's still got a fuel, I think, advantage here, notably over Angreifen, but has gone for support and company, or support weapon corps. That's support and company, support armor corps. Damage, missing it all up there. But it looks like he's going to go for the Panzer Force anyways, meaning the double pack was probably just a sign of him being a bit concerned more than anything else about, say, a T-34 rush. Which is certainly a more than sensible worry to have when you're behind your opponent. Max in a bit of trouble here, mortar there in a good position. And we finally got some upgrades up there for Angreifen Grenadiers. D43 being added to at least one squad. You can also benefit from the ambush camouflage, and D43 ruling Grenadiers also benefit from it. Again, the only unit that really does not benefit from it is unupgraded Grenadiers. Otherwise, pretty much other units which have a higher rate of fire benefit a lot. In most cases from ambush camouflage. So, little fun fact there. Like here we got the Mechanized Armor Company going up here for Donald. You could actually go for a pretty fast T-34-76 and probably wouldn't be too far off from a T-35. Angreifen there though is pulling for the Panzer IV first, meaning he's going to have the medium armoured edge. Plus with double Pack 40s back in the map, the Pack 40 should be in a reasonable solid position even with say a T-45. Of course the trick is going to be manoeuvring it all, in particular on a map like Kholodny Ferma. Panzer moving up with Gartham joining in. Panzer Grenadiers are hitting the centre victory point. T-7 moving up. Pack 40s they're repositioning a bit better to sort of try and avoid just getting murdered by the heavy mortar too easily. It looks like he's going to try and Panzerfaust it, but that did not work out. A simple retreat here from Angreifen Grenadiers in this centre. Panzer Grenadiers need to grab that victory point in the south. Maxim pulling up, flanking Angreifen mortar. Nice push there by Donald. Very nice push. Garspinell's being wiped out. Oh, he merged the conscripts with them. A nice save there by Donald before retreating, so he might have been worried he of course could lose the men. And he goes for the Katyusha instead. I mean, Angreifen does have a lot of support weapons, but the Katyusha can't deal with the Panzer IV. In fact, he has otherwise no anti-tank weapons at all, so he's going to, I think, have to cancel that Katyusha for something else. There we go. Donald realises that a Katyusha rocket launcher right now would be a spectacularly weak choice, and rather than committing to something so risky in this situation, he goes likely for a T-45 to counter the Panzer IV. And so I think is a much safer choice in that department than the Katyusha. And there you go, T-45 on the way there for Donald, for the Red Army. Adding the pin machine into the Panzer IV north point, then the Kholodny engineers going, or teetering in there, actually trying to grab points as well. Nice work there by Donald. Great use of Soviet abilities so far, or at least good ability usage. Back here, nothing further going there for Angreifen. At least no 10 at tier 4 right now. Got that Panzer IV on the slow advance, and we got marked target in here, marked vehicle of the civilian from Donald. There we go. T-45 arrives here for Donald and the 13th Tank Corps.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Grabbing the car pulling there, Panzer IV firing away, Gartham pulling back. T-7 moving in. And fired off north, got to push there as well from Donald. And digging in further as well there. Good play by Donald, good play. Southern point there being secured, well specifically the southern munitions. Victory points wise is behind now. Donald's in the lead over Angreifen quite notably. Definitely kind of prone there for Angreifen. Not careful, there you go. T-4 again that gets a good hit here thanks to the marked vehicle on the Panzer IV. And it's 85mm gun. Angreifen southern manoeuvres thwarted there by Donald's counterattack. Need to bleed out Angreifen here. Angreifen needs to do something to turn that around, I think. The sooner the better. Mechanized Armor Company just standing still. He maybe consider fuel cast at some point, just a system with more armor. I mean, he is basically, I think, trying to clear out the barbed wire using the T-70. There you go, can't caught him with the gun leads with the butt to then hit the mine if he's not careful, or maybe he's anticipating it, or just wants himself up to working out the country he's attempting to. Alright, troops in reinforcing here, more pioneers out there for Angreifen to help repair his armour. Very good decision there. Very good decision. Church collapses, wiping out one of Donald's squads there. In this case, the guard squad gets pretty much entombed. Great kill there for Angreifen. Not an amazing loss there, obviously, for Donald. Quite unpleasant, in fact. Noting this is causing Donald to slightly shift his strategy here, it seems, going now for field gun rather than replace some infantry. He's more worried about the armour, the potential for more armour there from Angreifen, so he's committing to some anti-tank. But it does mean infantry-wise is a bit behind. Angreifen is setting up for more Panzer force. Definitely not a bad choice. And there you go, Panzer's caught by the Maxim. Veteran 2 not bad at all, but sadly Veteran 2 does not make them impervious to machine gun fire. Look at this, Archer. I've got an extra medal. I'm invincible. That's not how medals work. How do they work? They just, you know, thank you from the army for being really cool, but they don't make you harder to kill. North Gun is pushing back the engineer squad. They're almost getting a wipe on those poor bastards. Donald there, some time off from another tank. T-55 could possibly do with this bit of a fix up there. Straighten out some of those dents and clean off some of that blood. Panzer going straight for the T-54 shot, bouncing off the frontal armour there. Great hit from the field and down the Panzer 4. Better power, I think, poor move there by Angreifen. Mark Riegel as well here on the Panzer 4. Highlighting losing the Panzer 4. That was definitely ill considered. No, he gets damn lucky there. Pretty lucky there for Angreifen. T4 almost went down, in fact, due to the pressure on the double pack 40s. That was a really risky move there by Angreifen. He should have not been taking in there with a lone Panzer 4. He should have been flanking, at least laying down the smoke before moving for that move. In the south, Angreifen's going to do his on the move. Got 2 squads upgraded with G43s, with the third one remaining unupgraded. No light machine guns, no G43s. Overall, the situation seems to be sort of roughly equal in most ways between the two, though of course Donald still has a victory quality of Angreifen. On the other hand, Donald is not quite with the larger force in some ways, and Angreifen probably should be more careful about that, and of course should try and bring out more forces on the field. Another T-55 hit could probably be a good choice. Panzer going to do this there, hiding out behind the sandbags. Not exactly the most covert spot to ambush from. Yeah, they won't see this coming at all. Yeah, it's like the only piece of cover anyone could hide behind in like several meters. Yeah, I think this might be a bit too obvious. Yeah.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Just moving up for the south. Mines being laid down here by Donald. Very good. At least it looks like he laid down mines, though. Might have been not, or maybe they got cancelled.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Still 2 Panzer IVs, there's a lot of tanks here for Angreifen. Now let's see, of course, he can make good use of them that way, put some severe pressure on Donald Trump and force him into a more awkward position. Sending in there for the final impact up under this pioneer, striking at the countries, dug in behind the sandbags. They'll find that sandbags are no serious defense against the Panzer IVs. Going to do strength southwards there for the German army up north here. The countries are holding out for as long as they can as the Panzer IVs besiege their position, which is quickly crumbling into dust. More field guns away there for Donald. Looks like he's starting more. They could technically actually go for another T-55 now instead, but it seems like he's more content with double field guns. That way, put some severe pressure on Angreifen's tanks if he can catch them with it. That is definitely one decision to make. Lots of mines being laid down there by Don. Got the T-Swing stacking with the Panzers in the center. We got the Panzers back. He packed 40 also moving in there. Looks like he might be aiming for another head-on push. They'll really consider smoke screens and probably some chaps with the mines as well. Tree just went flying. The rare Ukrainian flying tree. Said to be an omen of, well, people dying. There we go. T4 flanking the Panzer. 4 field of course joining in. Double field guns quite nasty for Angreifen's Panzers. There you go. T4 father running to the double pack 40s. Also bad news for any armour. There you go. Almost got it. Panzer McFort. They push back the field. But heavily exposed here to the T70 out in the open. And we're shame to lose them right before they hit. That's he flees, since that's where the Panzer is really get good. Otherwise, I think Angreifen probably should spend his manpower on something. Fuel caches, munitions caches. He just, I feel, should not be saving up like, you know, almost 1,000 manpower here, doing nothing with it. That definitely feels a bit like a mistake there by Angreifen. A bit of a mistake. Well, that's just me. Piece on the move here, flanking out against the Grenadiers, pushing them back. Third squad, by the way, still upgraded there for Angreifen. Very much still upgraded. Nothing there happening in the base either. No. Oh, there we go. Does take up. Could go for Panzerwerfer, could go for the Sturmpanzer, could go for the Panther. So a few options there waiting Angreifen. And the 1st Panzer Division. So we'll see what that ends up with. And what Don will do in response is going for another T-35. Oh, goes for the Katyusha again. This time he means it. Katyusha 2, Katyusha with a vengeance. But what happened to the first Katyusha? Gulag. Oh. Panzer going to be slowly advancing on here far from the conscript. T7 though is fighting from the south here, trying to maybe join the attack 40s out, but there you go. Straight volley, they're almost taking out the T70s. Oh, might not make it in time here. Tries to pop the conch, ensure that he does the fine, you know, maybe, you know, risk drawing attention, but in the end, too slow there for Dong, and the T70 goes kaboom. Hey, Mortal though, while he's already veteran C2 with 7 kills. Pretty good work there for Donald. Mortal quick reposition in the face of that. Heavy Panzer called up. Far up north, going to strike, and then he's got the field gun there backing up, or at least backing away, in fact. Though he is quickly sending up tanks, and the Katyushas all nearby. He's a bit careful about that. Want a good rush here from Angreifen. Could take it out, but he's clearly trying to get up close as possible to basically use the rocket bazooka effect. But there's this minimal scatter spot, and just a quick chance of wiping out the Grenadiers. Not a bad idea either. Heavy Panzer Corps, though, just about done here for Angreifen. We'll see it'll be Panzerwerfers. Panthers or Sturmpanzers, though of course 1 kiloman is right now. He doesn't have the pop cap for any of the 3. Behold, just heavy Panzer Corps. What do we get from it? Nothing yet. We've got too many guys here. Oh, that feels a bit anticlimactic. The South Grenadiers scrummaging up. We got artillery called in on the maximum. Oh, direct hit out, wiping out half the machine gun crew in the blink of an eye as the 75 and high explosive shells explode amongst them. T-34 moving up. In the centre, Pioneers advancing it back up with the Panzer and the MD-42, ready to throw back any Marxist scum that might try and encroach on sacred German territory. But this is Ukraine, when that becomes sacred German territory? When we invaded it, Friedrich. Oh, that's how all this work. Yeah, I see now. And there we go, we got the Panzer here for Angreifen, aiming for some heavy artillery that would deal possibly with the Armoured, but also the field guns. That means there's going to be a lot of rockets, as both players are going to have some rocket artillery. Down there committing to another T-45. Panzer ever slowly being done here. T-45 also halfway down. They got Panzer down on the northern victory point, surveying the ruins. And quickly popping into an ambush position there in the craters. If they can get to properly trigger, sometimes it's a bit tricky to get them out in a position where they sort of like get the ambush bonus, and of course get camouflage as well. Taking T-45, they're done. Panzerwerfer, of course, also now ready here for Angreifen. The Panzerwerfer 42. Ooh, careful that Katyusha there. Careful, Donald. Foresight. And there you go again. Rocket this shotgun approach. Almost got the machine gun, almost got the P-40. In this case, didn't quite work out. Panzerwerfer could, of course, also try and get super close and pull off a rocket shotgun of his own. Might be back with his planning here. or not. Trying to catch immunity. Looks like he actually, wow, the heavy mortar with it, or was something else. Might actually been the mortar that did the trick there. More likely. Going to report with the T-45. Good work there by Don. We got the other T-45 going here for the mortar to avenge his own heavy mortar there, being wiped by the Nazi swine. Double field guns hanging about here at the base, healing reinforcement going on there for Don as he goes from one unit to replace the ones he's lost. He really though should go for some more replacement infantry. 2 infantry squads I do feel like it's a bit too short. And here we go, Panzer Force on the prowl there for the Russian armour. Now if they could just hit it. Panzerwerfer reloading, Katyusha is also reloading. In the far south there, Pioneers spotted laying down tunnel mines right in front of the T-45, not what you want to be caught doing. And we got a Stubenneue Angreifen mit Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Certainly a lot cheaper than say a Panther or anything like that, plus not as wildly dependent on pop there at only 10. It is one of the cheaper ones there in terms of population alongside the Austrian Flak Panzer. T-45 moving ahead here, Pioneers in a bit of a sticky spot. There we go, T-45 flanking up here on it. Got Blitzkrieg as well, trying to possibly block off an escape path in this case it didn't quite work out. Shot penetrates the T-45 missed, and there you go, we got Pack 40 and Gunneries ready to take out the T-45. Will Don have expected this? Will it, oh! Almost got the T-45 there, and the T-45 goes kaboom, the munitions were ignited and the entire thing brewed up. That was definitely not good there for Donald. A nice tactical victory there for Angreifen. One Russian armoured piece there is turned into a smouldering hulk of scrap. Victory points wide still. Don continues to have a nice lead here. Angreifen got another Panzerwerfer barraged up. Let's get Katyusha and Panzerwerfers, I think. Oh, just the Panzerwerfer. Almost getting the field gun there. Almost hitting. Ooh, so close there. Donald seems to be waiting for a better target with his Katyusha. The Panzer IV there almost swept victory. That's pretty good in the south. The T-45 strikes instead of trying to engage Angreifen's armor head on. It just looks to gain advantage everywhere else, which is definitely not a bad idea. He definitely needs to be better at keeping his tanks alive. Panzer Force there roaming out for the first Panzer to be shown. Back here, healing force going for Donald. As for Angreifen, he's more or less at full pop cap now. He could begin building machine gun baggers, for example. I think that could be a... Oh, mine went off. Took out the pack. Good God. Bit of a loss there for Angreifen. Bit of a win there for Don. We got a Tilly called in. On the Maxim, the 2 Panzer forces go for it. 90 tank was about to back up the Maxim. Almost got there. We got the 2 field guns. Up the Panzer IV. There you go. Veteran 2 Panzer IV almost taken out. In fact, by this is 3 divisional field guns. And oh, close one there. But Angreifen was able to salvage the veteran Panzer IV there. It would have been quite a blow there to lose a veteran 2 Panzer IV. As for Donald, more T-45s I think should be on the menu here. Maybe some Su-85s. But definitely something with some punch against all of Angreifen's panzers. More Pack 40s for Angreifen. Not say additional Stugs or anything else, but more punts out their Kanone. Big push for the centre here. Engineers trying to stem the fascist flow, but find themselves not quite enough. We got the T-45 in hand, doing a much better job alongside the field gun bombardment here from the SIS-3. Going to do this, so should be a bit careful. And we got a Panzer barrage, I think, off hit from Angreifen, and ooh, close one, but not quite there. T-45 taking heavy damage. Field gun setting up here against the Panzer. It hits the mine. It hits the mine right from the T-45 and the field guns. Big loss there for Angreifen. Definitely a bit reckless here. Stugs moving in. Could be another loss. Oh, we couldn't see the Grenadiers wiped by the Maxim. So Grenadiers and a Panzer IV down here for Angreifen in a short amount of time. Definitely a bit of a blow then. Could be where Don could not go on the offensive again versus Angreifen and try and push him back. Very nasty work there. Very nasty. Back here, nothing further going on in Donald's base. As for Angreifen, not much sound of anything there either. Pioneers, we got the Panzer IV moving in here. 15 kills, we're getting the enemies out in the open. Could land a good wipe here. Conscript reports here by the Panzer IV Veteran 2, 17 kills. Lots of artillery this time around. The Katyusha does not seem to be making much of an actual impression. They does seem to have silenced Angreifen's Veteran 3 mortar crew finally. Definitely not bad. Angreifen down to 157 versus Donald's 304. Angreifen in the 1st Panzer Division, I think, needs to establish better control over the victory points. Because otherwise, Don here could very well be on the way of just crashing Angreifen with just the victory points more than anything else. Southern one not seeing much action, not in the smoke screen. Just some troop continuing to get murdered. Panzer fire raining down here. Directly on the Maxim, wiping out the crew entirely. Good barrage there, good barrage. 8 kills in the way, got the hay mortar there firing in as well. Panzer going to secure on the centre victory point, 19 kills. They're going to use from change the line of 5 of them, quickly getting cut to ribbons. Maximum away there for Donald again. Panzer they're obviously taken out here by the field gun barrage up close. And we go T-54 joining in. As for Angreifen, let's show what he's planning next. I mean, he's not going for the Sturmpanzer, which he does have the resources for now, so starting to look like Angreifen could be considering a Panther here to take the party to Donald's part of the map. Panzer IV holding up the Russian troops in the centre. Mortar has been recruited heroically here by some of Angreifen's pioneers. Panzer IV good to go. Panzer IV opening up their conscripts here out in the open. We got the double field guns moving up as well. Conscript being close, being wiped out. There you go, pinned down. There you go, Katyusha on the machine gun. Once more, rather close, and gets the MG42 depriving Angreifen of another unit there, another squad. Super close to the Panther here. He's got the fuel now, he's got the manpower, he's got the chicken. There you go. Mistake here with the Katyusha on the other hand. Gets caught in a mine here. Closer to getting the Katyusha. Can he save it? Can he save it? No, the Katyusha goes down. He might get the Panzer IV though. Hits another mine. That Panzer IV's going to go down, but I take getting rid of Katyusha pretty good. There you go. Panzer IV for 5. T-54 moving up here. Panzer IV down. Stupe being caught in both front of the field guns here. Both T-54s up there being caught in front of the Pack 40s on the other hand. Marked vehicle on the Stug. T-54's almost down. Field guns trying to catch up here with the Stug. Looking pretty grim here, and there you go. Got one of the Pack 40s here. T-55 down. Stug's almost down, but looks like it's going to be able to escape here. Mortar fire, Maxim fire on the Pack 40. Punch Grenadiers moving in. Grenadiers standing by, but can't quite do much here due to the severe fire of the machine gun. Field gun, or Pack 40, they're destroyed by the field guns. Panzer off on the T-55. Needs to stop that Pack 40. Heavy mortar fire there, wiping out. The MG42 wasn't already wiped. Heavy casualties on both sides. Utter carnage. More mortar fire raining down on the Maxim. T-4 of course trying to destroy the Pack 44 Brigades recruit. There we go. Added again here with the Pioneers back at base. Conscripts being rushed out. 3 kills on Donald's heavy mortar, and there you go. Almost got the Pack 40 again. There we go. Wiped. But now might lose the T-45 to the Stug. Gets the Pack 40, but he loses the T-45, meaning now Angreifen does have an armoured lead. There's just a Stug. Compared to with Don, who's got nothing left, it could go for more. Jaeger command squad called in here, plus a Panther on the way there for Angreifen for the German army. What Don would go for is hard to say, but there you go. Conscripts are being bled dry by the mortar. 9 kills already, despite having just been recruited recently. Plus very close to Resident 2. And the field gun gets wiped here. That mortar is absolutely on fire. And he needs to silence it with his own heavy mortar here, I think. Grabbing there for the MD42, he's running for it. Good work, good work. Oh, he's not going to be able to make it here. We got too many Germans running out with the G43s and other things. Or might he just make it due to the sheer cratering of the map? Mortar up. Sadly does not stall. G4 almost done, wrecking the field gun to deny it to Angreifen. He does not want to give him any sort of tool to deal with his T-45. There you go, T-44 done. But we got the Panther out here in a few moments, and there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 Gefechtsbereit here for Angreifen. Bit of a chance they're waiting a Donald on the horizon. Bit of a challenge. Back here, healing reinforcement. Yeah, command squad is in the cut-off point there, putting pressure back on Donald in terms of resources. Got that Panther sitting out there with its high velocity 75mm cannon and whatnot. T-4 about to get spotted by the Panther if he's not careful and could take some nasty hits. There we go. Penetrating hit. T-4 misses the Panther on the other hand. And Panther with a barrage off. Sadly does not make much of an impact there for Angreifen. The imagine Don is quite pleased about that one. But overall less pleased about shooting getting quality by the aiming for to rush for the centre victory point. He's also putting pressure on the northern one, but he does feel like the centre overfocused heavily on the centre without, trying to outmaneuver Angreifen at times. Admittedly, Angreifen has been a huge outmaneuver in the later stage of the match either. Panther staying at a safe distance over the machine guns and infantry. Gonna these 8 commands going up to try and push out the ration control here of the centre victory point. Can he pull it off? One more to fire though. T-4 back in action. Really good from the action fire to try and counter the Panther and maybe some of the other bits. I mean, that could be a pretty good choice there for Donald here versus Angreifen. Got that Panther sitting up, roughing it off. He's barely dodged it. Field gun sitting up here as well, very close to Victory 2. North victory point there being snacked away there by Panzergun D Veteran 3, but he's losing the fuel point in sort of retaliation. Still needs to do something about those victory points because they are still bleeding out for Angreifen. He's down to just 109 versus Donald's 279. Hey, Mortify then they're going to use back here healing enforcement troops being rushed out here to sort of maintain the front line. As Donald is struggling, I think, to somewhat contain Angreifen. The Panther certainly not making it easy here with his T-45 for them to do anything. He's going to need a lot of field guns, a lot of T-45s, I think, to have a good chance here versus the Panther. Panther on the way there for Angreifen, not seeing another Stug or another Panther, just Panzer 4. Not a bad choice, but kind of would figure, more of something he's already got. Up north, skirmishing going here, Panzer Least pushing back the engineers. 28 kills, Veteran 3, very good. In the south centre here, they've got S-1s being laid up. He's fighting to control the centre victory point still. More heavy mortar fire there against Angreifen's positions. Another T-45 there for Donald and for the 13th Mechanized Corps, or Tank Corps. Engineers suppressed. Pioneers are flanking the Maxim, and we got the T-4 moving up here to engage the Pioneers as they stand out in the open. A mortar fire raining down, got the Panther hanging back. Panther falls about to be there as well, though it's a bit removed. Got the Stug also though. And there you go, S-mine spotted being set off here by Donald's T-45 there. Good work, good work. And the second one arrives, bringing him back up to 2 T-45s. Let's see if we can actually maintain and build up a larger force here. Or at least just, avoid losing too many T-45s too fast. T-4 moving up. Tries to shoot it through the hedge, in this case wasn't close enough to have the shot pass through. This time the shot went through and then hit absolutely nothing. Fired up north, second T-4 England's and engineers. Bit risky there for Don, to be honest. I mean, Angreifen, you might notice he's not splitting up his armor too much, meaning if he just keeps the T-4 very separate, Angreifen could basically swarm one of the tanks, at least just assault heavy and just take it out there before he has a chance to salvage it. So Bit dangerous there for Don in some ways, bit dangerous. Panzer IV, they're being flanked out, the Panther moving up to cover up the flank of the Panzer IV. Very good. The maximum health being taken up by the Panzer IV. Panther continues the hunt here for the T-45. Got a good hit there, got a good hit. Don here on a bit on the defensive versus Angreifen. This other T-45 is nowhere near to be seen to support the first one. Definitely a mistake there by Don here versus Angreifen, who's more than happy to sort of basically take advantage of this with both hands, possibly a few feet as well. He's almost got the T-45, but he's lost. Might lose his Panther. So I'm getting the field gun though, which is going to make things harder there for Donald. There you go, field gun down, Panther repairs. 7 kills. Got the student moving up here. Right now, Angreifen's locked down the cuff point here. Big 2 points wide, so he's also beginning to sort of finally catch up once more versus Donald. So we'll have to see how well it works out. Up north, unit wiped here by the Panzerwerfer. 14 kills for the fatherland. Good work there by Angreifen. The aircraft shot down. Don's forces are starting to look pretty bleak here versus Angreifen, who's very much in control at this stage. Almost got a wipe there, almost got a wipe. T-45 against the Panzer IV, direct hit. On the engineers by the Panzer IV, but the T-45 and then just sort of whiffs it. More field guns there for Donald. More Sis-3s. Down 192 here versus Angreifen's 100, but seems like Angreifen is very much stabilised. He's got plenty of infantry, he's got plenty of armour. Comparatively, Donald's short on infantry, armour, and most other things. Hitting the southern field point there. Very good work there by Angreifen. T-45 being sent in more or less on its own. Easy counterattack here by Angreifen could destroy it, or at least threaten it with imminent destruction. Engineers wipe, not good development there for Donald, but then again most of the developments in the current state of the game are not good for him. Panther IV moving up, Panther holding back for now. Field gun open the Panther IV, nice hit. Panther just been repaired. Let me see Donald taking advantage of any opening here on Angreifen, even just to sort of push through, gain as much ground and hurt the Germans as much as possible. Jaeger command squad going to go for the field gun. Panther is almost good to go there for Angreifen. Ooh, Nazi hitting the Jaeger command squad with the T-45, but will it be enough here for Don to really turn the tide around against the Germans? Sturg moving up very close to it, 2 Panzer IV, their veterans who won 19 kills for das Vaterland. Slowly pulling back that T-45 for repairs. Angreifen remains here with the defensive reserve position around the centre, able to react to a northern or southern push, however he wants to. Though he is moving about the Panther, I think, to the south to try and see if he can't spot the T-45, maybe take it out with this Panther. Since 1-on-1, the Panther definitely has the advantage against the T-45 unless something goes terribly wrong or terribly right, depending on perspective. Constantly moving ahead here, Panther falling back. 100 points left here for Donald. Maximum without ambush counter has got the Panthers moving up with it. They got 30 kills. Pretty good work there. Pretty good work. But now Angreifen is back to having the lead here with Donald. Not a big one, but with just 100 points left, it's still going to matter, I think, quite a lot. Well, there we go. We got the Panzer flanking the field gun. Very good work. And Panzer IV lands an excellent hit as well. Could take the field gun out entirely. And there we go. That's going to be a wipe here, leaving Angreifen with Donald. I mean, with no anti-tank weapons dissolved. The situation, I think, is rapidly collapsing here in the face of the German army. Tifa on the move. Good hit on the Panther. We got the Stu there on the Panther nearby. And there you go. Tifa being flanked. And focus down here. Almost got it. And pop goes that Weasel, leaving Don without any attack. Being hit got wiped this over by a bone grenade. The situation, I would say, is rapidly collapsing with this. Donald surrenders. The 13th Tank Corps falls back in the face of a successful defense here by the first punch that was shown. Good play there by Angreifen. I'm not saying initially good play by Donald, but rather mid to late game, he sort of struggled. I think he got too focused just head on attacks, no use of smoke screens. And I think just not pressing the rest of the map enough there. I think had he done that, he probably would have done a lot better versus Angreifen. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Also, a big thanks to Steel Sledge and to Martin for donating and support the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing this day after day. So, big thanks to both of you. And if you like what we do, you can also donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Pro Links and Cheers. Thank you for watching. See you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.